What's going on, guys? Top Gingy back here. Round 4 of our Monday Modern going on. So, I got some Boros energy for the last matchup, and I think this is probably one of my worst matchups next to like Yawgmoth, just because they have so much interaction with the creatures that they just get to kill. So it's hard for me to like get my synergy built up. So having all that removal while like being able to just stick a threat, that's good. Like the Ragavan, them sticking the Ragavan here was like really good, especially when I didn't have my. I don't think I had Wall of Roots. Actually, I think I did. I think I do have Wall of Roots. I think I see it. Not 100%, but yeah. If not, we're green sunning for one. Do got the Wall of Roots, and we're still green sunning. We're just getting there. I think he just double removal spells me here, which is just wild. Like I just like I don't know. Every time I play against this deck, they're just like creature, 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 and like the one time that I'm really needing it, he's got it has a turn one Ragavan and a double removal spell, and I'm like ugh. And then he hits my Omnath, and I'm like ugh. Everything I don't want to see. So not really worried about my red mana anymore. And this is where I kind of got onto him. He was like, go to attacks, and he went to go attack, and then I was like, fetch, and then he paused, and I'm like, come on, like, come on, man. He's like, oh, do you have you could have endurance or whatever, and I'm just like, nah. I'm like, you didn't know, so, but discards Goblin Bombardment, which surprisingly is an insanely good card against me. And then I think this is where he's like, yeah, I just if that's what it is, that's what it is. If he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. And I'm like, yep, endurance. And I hit his graveyard. I know it's valor value based for me to hit mine, but like he drew into another Galvantic Discharge. Hits a land. I've taken 4 now. And we don't draw a land, but I think I drew another endurance, so he has 1 card left in hand. I mean, like, he's expended all of his stuff. Okay. And then, yeah, just text everything, endurance. Yeah, block the monkey, taking 4, go to 12. I mean, just so many answers. Now we're just on the Nissa. And then, like, so as you've seen, my hit percentages, I'm like pretty confident on this. My hit percentages of hitting Resin Reef with Nissa have been extremely high, and I don't have Omnath in the deck. So like, it boom again, hit again, draw, and I mean now we're in a pretty good spot. I mean I don't know what else he could have. So I mean worst thing would be Boros or not Boros, Flage, an abund or Goblin Bombardment is really bad. I actually don't remember this match too much. All I know is it's not a good matchup. I don't think I ended up winning. Yep. I think this is where he's targeting or figuring out figuring out his target, which is the Nissa, and he decides to get in. May 6, I block a 2/2 and take 4 here, going to 8. I might be less than that. I think I'm at 7. 7 makes sense from what I remember. So I have green. It looks like green sun, and Tuco Nintuko. So can't really do too much. So he doesn't have arena. He has one, two, three, four cards. So and he's gonna have fetch. So if I had land, um, if I had a fetch land there instead of Nantuko, I could have gotten Nissa first, just because I had two green suns. So as long as I had the two green suns and like maybe an Antuco and fetch land, I could have got the Nissa fetch, got my 3 mana, and then endurance on top of that. So I mean, where I like this should be a good spot. I mean, he gets a surveil in, which is good. I've gotten rid of all of his stuff. He's been drawing lands, so I'm blocking. There's no reason for me not to block. I mean, I know he can make dudes out of it. So and then Wall of Roots is always free. So whenever you're playing Court of Calling, which I have one, it's free because it counts for two. So it's free when you're thinking about Court of Calling. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do 4 currently. So this still has me at 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So goal here I think is probably get a smart play is to get a Risen Reef. Oh, I mean being a 7 life is rough. Does this, makes the dude. And we have another green sun, so I mean it's definitely just Risen Reef. Um, I don't even know. I don't know what the probably should be Nissa, but I think it should be Risen Reef. Draw 2 cards. I mean, he's wanting to keep his energy, which makes sense because he wants to be able to fly. But me having reach creatures is kind of big. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quarter calling X is 3. Or is 5. Yeah, this makes sense. So, and this is the card that I was like, this kind of sucks, and I think I was supposed to get Risen Reef because this like slowed down all of it, and he just has a. He also plays Thraben Charm in the main. I don't know if that's a normal thing. So in response, I get my land in, trigger, make a 1/1. Like this game just got exponentially harder. So I mean, me fetching goes to 6, so like Arena of Glory with Fillage is just like rough. So, and I'm pretty sure that was the uh whatchamacallit. Yeah, there's the one. Um, oh, the dude that sacks the lands. So probably shouldn't have got it without protection. But it is what it is. Both endurances are out, so it's hard for me to. I don't have a way for me to shuffle it back in. So mistakes were made. Against this deck, I should have like once you get to the late game in this point when I've stalled out, like getting Sky Shroud Claim should be a priority. So because I probably could have. I played land, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, plus with the Wall of Roots, I can just do that. So, like, do you have anything? Okay, no, that triggers. I'm gonna make a copy. Trigger. And so, like, okay, drawing 3 cards here off of this. I'm at 6 life. I think I was. Make another dude. There's Court of Calling. And Crater. So look at that. Okay, so 7, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have Craterhoof Behemoth here for the win, and it was Court of Calling into Craterhoof Behemoth. Like the worst 2 draws next to each other. And he hit my Omnath from earlier, so I can't even play an Omnath to like go and like protect me to like be able to start shooting his crap. Like wild. And he draws into an Arena of Glory here, and I'm like, it is extremely frustrating. But if he doesn't kill me here, I just Craterhoof Behemoth him next turn. If he doesn't have anything. So uh I think it's X and 1. So I didn't end up drawing the Sky Shroud Claim. Yeah, okay, I did. I guess that wasn't the card, so but this is like, okay, this is what I need to just protect myself. And then I'm just like, I don't know what oh, that's the I put it in my hand. And a Crater of Behemoth. Yeah. So it has the X, the next best thing of just hard casting Crater of Behemoth. So I thought I was dead. When he had the Arena of Glory, I was just like, oh man, he's just gonna like, get something. The endurances are pretty huge in this matchup. I think I have the third one in the sideboard. I'm not 100%. I almost kind of like want the third one. It feels really good synergy with the Risen Reefs, and it's just good in the meta. I mean, it's good against the Phalanges here. It's a great 3/4 blocker for like he wants to jump something and gives it a flyer and counters. Um, it does that. The one thing about this deck that's rough is it doesn't really have much removal, so I almost kind of like I feel like like you could probably play a 2 Artawar, 2 Besajus in the deck. It might want another bounce land in case you have to play them early on, and you can bounce them back. Um, you could do other colors as well. Like you could do white instead of the red. You could do black instead of the red. So there's a bunch of cool things. Like a cool thing with black, which I've seen like I actually saw this in a video, which seems really cool. So if you're doing the Risen Reef combo, where you're well, not the Risen Reef combo, but if you're doing the Risen Reef in the Titania thing where you're sacking and just playing a bunch of lands, if you don't have the mana to like get whatchamacallit out, maybe you don't have the mana or whatever to get the Risen Reef out. Oh, not Risen Reef. Man, I can't think of words. The landfall that gives you mana, the Nissa or Lotus Cobra. Like you can get Kazu with his black and Kazadu, I think is his name or something, the Vine Lasher, and whenever a land comes in, it deals 1 damage to an opponent. So like you're going off and just keep playing lands and making 5/3s, you can kill someone that way as well, which is pretty cool. And then he ocelots. Game 1. Don't know if this is right or not in this matchup, but Usually you want to like get Green Sun going pretty soon to ramp. Do 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 do. Oh, he has Blood Moon. Tax I don't block. That was rough, Amundo. So big thing that sucks about these blockers, man. There's a bunch of 0-5s. So I mean, yeah, we're blocking. Making dudes. This was just such a weird game, and like so so I have this Springheart Nantuk. I have Green Sun. Um, so I can Green Sun for 3, but the Goblin Bombardment is rough. And this is where I did have a thought of like a Rex Sage or something in the deck um, for these like weird things, for this exact thing. So kind of rough here. Really trying to determine what to get. Uh, I think it was Endurance is what I end up getting, just because it's hard for them to kill. Uh, might have been Nissa. I think the right answer should have been still Risen Reef. Just because like it forces them to still sack the creature, um, and deal with it, and I draw a card. I'm not 100%, but I target myself, put my stuff back in, shuffling away. And if he doesn't, I mean, there was a. Yeah, he had the removal spell. Like, if he didn't have the removal spell, would have been, 10 times better. He's just gaining a lot. He just gains a lot of life here. I think he's gained 2 life. Though 3, because he sacked 1. He's just stuck on 2 mana. So, this is where I was just like, I don't know what to do. I mean, at this point, like, land comes in. I'm going to make a 1/1 insect. And then I was just like, well, I could just make a bunch of mana. So then this way, when I start drawing bombs, like I have the mana to just do everything. So Court of Calling and all this stuff, and I'm just gonna make these big old blockers. I really wish he didn't get rid of, like, he didn't have the removal spell there for the endurance, because then I could have put the Spring Heart on it and then start copying it, which would have been really sweet. Really, really sweet that turn. So me just getting 3/4s, and it would have been a 3/5. It'd have been hard for him to attack as well. Yeah, I don't know why Blood Moon's in. I feel like Blood Moon should have came out. Like, I just don't know what that card. I guess it stops my fetches. That is relevant, because like the big fetch is the thing. So okay, so he's gained more than that. I think he's gained 2 more life since that, and he's gonna gain another one there. And then I take 3. 1, 2, 3, and I think I took 1 more. So my Wall of Roots does get +1/+1, but it's not enough. We draw a Risen Reef. Don't see it staying, or it's not long for this world. So I have a 1 of Beseiju. Can get rid of that. Make mana. And I think we attach it to the Grazer. Oh yeah, because it's that's why I attached it to the grazer because it has reach and it doesn't die to the thing now. So it's a 1/4. So I can actually block and not just take this damage from this ocelot because if not it would die too. And then yeah, he goes to 30. Still not on a land, which is crazy that this game would. I mean, if he had a land, this game would have been over probably a lot longer ago. So and I don't think it's getting any better than me. I don't even know what I can get because now he's at a point where he just has so many tokens that like anything I put down he just shoots. So I mean Craterhoof, I could Court of Calling for Craterhoof here. Um, so it fetch Craterhoof is the real thing. So and I think I have Court of Calling. So so I had land, so I should have been at 3. Um, from both of them. Oops, I'm supposed to take a life there from the fetch. So so I already had 1, and then 2, 3, and then 4, 5. So it should be at 5. 1 has the ability to attack. So with so that's 1, 2, 3, and that's 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can only court for 5. Yeah. There's no way for me to like Wall of Roots can attack. It's just not enough. And at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Craterhoof Behemoth cannot do 30 damage, and he's gonna kill at least one of my dudes, and he's gonna kill a lot of stuff. I mean, I think I'm still dead, no matter what. So this was me trying to determine whether I can win this game or not, and it's looking really bad. I mean, the fact that he's got 6 energy, so I feel like I've had a lot less life for some reason as well. Make 5 dudes. I'm like, no. Keep the Court of Calling. It's just like nothing I get is just like seems good enough. All the like I can just get like the biggest creatures in the game. Um, and there could be an argument for like some cool sideboard cards that like punish people. Like, oh man, I don't even know if it's legal, but like Elish Nord, like this the Celebrate would be nuts here. Like, oh my god, how did I not think about that card? That would be wicked. He'd wipe my whole board. He'd have a 1/1 left. Right? I'd wipe his board. He'd wipe my board basically. And that's what we're trying to figure out whether I make a copy or not. And I realize it's not worth it. So Yeah, that might be a card. Maybe we could do white and play 7 drop Elish Norn. Like, like it has the ability to get big creatures out, right? Like, and if they don't deal with that, the Court of Calling, like, I could put something out there that can really just screw people. Like, I could get Jintaxis. Like this deck can sneak in a Jintaxis that says counter the first spell you cast. Like if they don't like counter it, like how do you deal with that? And I can go get that and take 6. Yeah, this is where so this is 9. I'm pretty sure I'm at less than 9. I'm pretty sure I'm exactly at 9. This is so I haven't been doing mass. I can go get an endurance here to try to block is where I was thinking, but he just takes all the his tokens. He has the tokens and another dude and can just shoot it. So and I still die. So and they all have flying. Yeah, maybe those are thoughts. Just one of like big creatures that you can go get off Court of Calling when you have all that mana. When when Crater of Behemoth it just isn't enough. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of times where I've been at that point where I've made a bunch of creatures and they're just not able to attack because I have to tap them to be able to cast whatever. So in that instance, like an Elishnorn would be sweet. I mean, against these creature decks. So I mean, I've done it. Like game one,